Today's Tech Spot, we are having a look at the UtechSmart Laser Precision MMO Gaming Mouse, codenamed Venus. Now, Spot actually already has reviewed the Venus before, and one thing during the course of the video, Spot had mentioned the idea of the weighting system, and I'll show you this when we reopen this. But it turns out, and I reached out to UtechSmart about it, it turns out that that mouse that I had reviewed initially was missing a part to it. Great customer service over there. They immediately sent me a replacement. And the weighting system has been corrected on the inside. So Spot wanted to redo a video for the Venus here and show you guys the proper way that you can adjust the weight to the mouse. Down below, indicated at the very bottom of the packaging, it has up to 16 million color backlit, which I'll show you that as well. 1600 400 DPI laser engine, 19 buttons, 8 weights, which is again something that the one real problem I had with the mouse was just the weighting system, and I can't wait to get this opened back up. 5 modes and a powerful driver installed as well. On the side, and again, this is something that the customer service person indicated to me, that the weighting system should have had an extra component to it. A gold-plated also USB mode switch, your breathe light at the top there. On the back, box contains 1 gaming mouse, 1 user manual, 1 CD driver, and 1 weight tuning cartridge. Questions, problems, suggestions, you can head over to www.utechsmart.com. You can also email them, which is what I ended up doing. You can email them at support@utechsmart.com as well. And last but certainly not least, before Spot actually gets this reopened, the new one that I got, you can actually open the inside of the mouse and see the inner workings, or at least what the mouse will look like before getting it out of packaging. Spot will take a break though and reopen this, I guess to some extent. We're going to reopen this and we're going to look again at the UtechSmart Laser Precision MMO Gaming Mouse, codenamed Venus. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Getting it out of box, your list of contents. You'll get yourself the installation CD driver. Make sure you hold on to that at all times in case you ever change over to new PCs. You get yourself some 3M rubberized bottoms to actually install to the mouse. They would install here and along the back of there. I like kind of too that they include them as a separate piece rather than something that's already on there. Putting that aside. You get yourself the very crucial, and something I want to talk about now, is the UtechSmart support card. Free products, give away high quality new products away to our fans. You can check out the program benefits right there. Also head over to www.facebook.com/ or Facebook/UtechSmart, Twitter.com/UtechSmart. But also really I wanted to talk about too the customer service that I had an experience with, because initially when I got the mouse, and as you saw Spot reviewing it, the one thing that really bothered me about it, the only thing that really bothered me about it, because it was a good mouse, was the weighting system, the weights that were underneath here. And I reached out to their customer service email. I contacted them. I basically just said, I have this mouse, I really like it, but I don't know if something's wrong with the weight inside. It feels like the weights can move around. If you've seen my original video, you remember that when I put the weights in, there was no area where the weights could sit inside. Well, it turns out that they said, well, actually, sir, you are missing a component in there. We'll immediately send you a replacement. And that's one thing I really like, is that they were quick to answer my concerns, very knowledgeable, and they immediately shipped me a replacement, which is this one right here. Before we look at the weighting system, the other thing too that is included is the instruction guide, showing you the driver, the installation of the driver onto your computer, the functionality, and of course the functions that you'll find on the mouse itself. The last thing that comes included with the UtechSmart Venus is the one thing that really makes it stand out and unique from other mice out there, is the inclusion of the additional weight system. Now, my one concern initially was with the mouse was that you open this off, and inside there was actually no area to house the weights. So when you took the weights themselves, you're gonna have to get your fingers in there to pull these out. When you got the individual weights and you put them in the mouse, even in the initial video, even in the video, well, there's no section that you can put the weights. You just have to prop them on there, and there's open areas on the side that these weights can fall down into. And I said that there must have been another way to do that besides just putting them in. Well, it turns out that if you take the underside of the plate, you flip it upside down, there is a section for it to house the weights. And sadly, it wasn't the case with the initial mouse that I got, and I'm glad, again, UtechSmart was able to send me a replacement. So you could take your weights, depending on how many weights you really want. You could take 1, 2, 3. You can take weights all the way up to, I guess, what, 9 weights, 8 weights, 7 around, 1 in the middle. And you can determine how much weight you want to add to the weights, or to the mouse itself. You go from one singular weight all the way up to a full 8 weights. This definitely makes things a lot easier, and really the one gripe I had with the mouse has now been resolved by having the inclusion of this. So you take this, and this will just go back on the underside of the mouse, screw that back into place. Yeah, it definitely makes things a lot easier than the initial time I had the Venus, when I initially picked up the first Venus. When you have the Venus plugged in, you can see, for starters, one of the other cool things I really like about it is the full light up section here, right down to your DPI buttons, the scroll wheel, and the light on the back of the mouse is pulsating, letting you know that it is working. Also, too, the side function buttons are all lighting up as well. Now, with it being 16 million colors, or 16 million or so colors, you can toggle between just a straight out red color that you currently are seeing here to a full spectrum of other colors as well. Also, too, on the front of the Venus, the front section, the front bumper area of the mouse also lights up a nice vibrant red too. Not really keen on the red, that's all right. You can, again, cycle through many different colors, getting it to the color that you prefer. I might even want to go blue, really, on this, a blue or a purple. A nice light up, especially at night when I'm editing and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of a neat touch. Spots already had a look at the Venus the first time around, so won't spend as much time really going over the functions that we had a look at before. But obviously the main draw to the mouse is the additional buttons on the sides. And one thing I mentioned with the initial video that I did was I like that the buttons are on an angular direction. So in other words, in them being, instead of being straight where you could accidentally hit the wrong button, I like that it's almost like an M shape to it, that you're not going to accidentally hit any of the side programmed buttons while you're in the middle of gaming or other functions that you would need the additional buttons on the sides for. Really, this isn't going to be its own standalone review. If anything, this might just be an update to the original review that I did of the UtechSmart Venus mouse. Love the mouse. The only thing that really bothered me was the weighting system. Now that I've got a replacement, thanks to great customer service over by UtechSmart, the one problem I had with the mouse has been resolved. It's a super comfortable mouse, despite the fact that it seems like it's a little bigger and bulkier than smaller conventional mice. Everything that you need is right readily available. Also, too, it seems to fit the hand quite easily, and a lot easier, I think, than some other gaming mice out there. But I certainly, Spot would like to say, you know, I'm really glad I was able to return the mouse that I had before, and I was able to get the replacement. The weighting system makes all the difference. It definitely makes UtechSmart's Venus mouse stand out from the other gaming mice out there on the market. If you are definitely interested in checking out more from UtechSmart, I'm going to provide all the links down below. And certainly, seeing the customer service that I got to get this one replaced makes me even more confident with picking up future products from UtechSmart. I guess, again, just more so an update, but today we were revisiting the UtechSmart Venus MMO gaming mouse. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more tech spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.